Let's do some tariff talk, Ladyada. You ready?
Yes.
Okay. Tariff talk. Okay, this week.
I thought we had the intro. We know intro.
What?
The intro's
Just moving fast.
I was waiting. That's what I was waiting for. I was just like, whoa.
Moving. We got a lot of stuff to go.
You always tell me shh. And then
Yeah, I do.
Intro.
But I didn't have an intro. Well, it was like the Wall Street thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? That was just like the beginning. Now there's like, I want like boats and like grit.
All right. So
and like men lifting empty boxes.
Okay.
Okay. So kudos. At Adafruit, we do hug reports, bug reports as well. So just like hat tip, I think DigiKey is doing a really good job with getting the information out to their customers. I'm going to point out some other folks who are doing a good job too. Because why only focus on the negative? This is happening. You may as well point out folks that are doing a good job as we all kind of suffer. So DigiKey put together this like, here's everything that's been happening, and they update it. And you can just go to digikey.com and check it out. And if you're buying electronics and you want to know what a free trade zone is, which they have a warehouse that they built. I have a feeling they thought like something could happen. Like the last time there was tariffs and the last time they needed to deal with stuff.
I mean, they have a lot of stock.
Yeah.
They have a lot of inventory, which is really good.
Yeah. In fact, there might be some indicators of what happened in like March-ish. People bought a lot of stuff. That's why there was a blip. Our numbers were a lot higher. And then April.
Like 1 week.
Yeah. And then April, it's like, what's going on? So, you know, this has been hitting the news. So check out NPR. A small town grew a big company. Can it weather the tariff blizzard? This is so neat. Good story. NPR did an amazing job. There's photos that I've never seen of DigiKey. So check it out. It's on Adafruit's site. You can just search Adafruit blog, or you can check out any social media thing. There's this story went around. And then when the tariffs hit, the thing I was thinking is like, oh no, we know people that did Kickstarters.
Yeah, they're
well, maybe.
Yeah.
So the thing that I was like, because I just did a Kickstarter like mini talk on our show, which was like, hey, like they're trying to reset hardware expectations because like there's a lot of tragic stories, and that's what people remember. They do remember the good ones, but they also remember like, I never got my watch, never got my spy camera. Blah, blah, blah. So for this, if you have a Kickstarter, they now have a thing called the Tariff Manager. So you'll be able to manage the expectations with their customers better through the Kickstarter. So the one that I was thinking about specifically was a particle Tachyon, because we participated in that. And that is, this really cool IoT device. It was made in Taiwan. There's only a few places that you could even make something like this on planet Earth. This couldn't be made in the US. So, if someone's like, why don't you just make it in the US? Not possible at this time. Maybe one day. Certainly not possible now. So I was like, I wonder what's going to happen. And then sure enough, there was a backer update. And look at this. Read this roller coaster. You can go to the Kickstarter from Particle. But pre-February, the tariff code was 27.5%. February 1st, it was 10%. February 1st, there was a de minimis thing. And then there was a 10% additional tariffs on March 3rd. Tariff rate was 0. There was a de minimis exemption. April 2nd, Liberation Day, 34% additional tariffs applied to imports from China. And then the de minimis was revoked. 46% applied to Vietnam, 32% to Taiwan. Tariff rate for Tachyon went up to 81%. April 9th, it went from 125 to 145. The Tachyon tariff rate was 175. April 9th must have been crummy for all of the folks at Particle trying to figure out what's going to happen if the tariff rate is 175. Then April 11th, okay, the tariffs got revoked for smartphones, computers, and other things. Now the tariff rate for the Tachyon is 47%. And then the reciprocal tariff for smartphones, computers, and other electronics are fully eliminated. Tachyon tariff rate as of April 12th is 27.5%. Is it a roller coaster? That's what those numbers look like. February, March.
Yeah, it's kind of like that death drop at the end.
Yeah.
So that could still change. I mean, like they haven't shipped quite yet.
So what's happening here? Well, this is what Particle's doing. Very nice. We estimate that the total incremental cost of delivering the Tachyon Kickstarter is going to be, maybe $100K. So they say that's most of it's a direct cost of paying for the tariffs. Smaller portion for logistics. They're just going to cover it because they finally know what it might be. They're probably like, we're stuck with this. Like, it's about $100K. Is it worth it to contact every?
I mean, what's like it really is under. There's actually like one of the exemptions that from the big tariffs is cellular phone devices. And it's like, wow, you have a cellular phone device. Like, it's not a cell phone, but it's like a wireless cellular modem computing device. And it's like, congratulations, you like managed to slip in under one of the HTS codes.
And like,
It's not zero, but it's not.
I'm going to try to navigate the following couple sentences without any politics. So there is the CEO of Apple at a political inauguration. I think he's gone to other ones, whatever. Donating money personally to inauguration, having close communications with probably this current administration. Everyone is like, it's going to be challenging when we all see Apple getting exemptions. But now there's like kind of some side effects of it. This is kind of a nice thing. But here's the thing, though. This is where we're heading towards. It's like, so Particle has to run their business and their life around like luck. Like, what if it wasn't? So that they're at the 172. It will make or break many companies. This is tough.
Yeah, this is like the Adabox thing. You have to make decisions 6, 8, 12 weeks before you ship. And historically, you could decide that and know what the final cost was going to be, and now you don't.
Yeah. So I'm going to wrap up because we got a lot of stuff ahead here. But this is just like a view of how difficult it is.
But also, I have to tell you another thing. So, like, Particle is a venture-funded company that they can afford to, like, say, like, hey, we're going to lose $100K on this, and that's fine because...
Well, they move the money from somewhere else.
It's a development board, and we're trying to get customers, and they can call it marketing, right? But, a lot of Kickstarters can't. And it's like, if you look at the Kickstarter Tariff tool, like, it's basically like, you can ask people to cover the tariff, because usually you're not shipping direct from China. You import it, you pay the tariffs, and you ship from the US because that's how it's a lot cheaper to do that. So you can ask them for the tariff, we basically refund them. So it's going to be interesting to see, like, our customers, I know, like, there's a lot of articles about board games. If you go to the customer and say, look, you're going to have to pay another $50 on your $45, $30 thing, how many people are going to say yes, and how many people are going to say, no, refund me? And then it can be really rough. If, like, half of them get canceled, that could really affect the Kickstarter. Anyways, we'll see.
So we'll find out soon. So this is what's happening here. And one of the things I don't like is we're starting to approach a time where it's like, okay, so people are like, well, we'll just get around this by like putting zero values. We'll work with the Chinese factories to get around stuff. We'll do all these things. Is that really the type of world that we want to move towards, where everything is not official and everything is like under the radar? Like you can't really run businesses and lives like that. So we're waiting. We're going to see what happens. That's a couple examples. In the maker world right now, there's Particle. They have public things about what they're doing with tariffs.
Yeah.
I got my weekly like DF Robot newsletter, spammy thing. I think I signed up for this. So DF Robot's going another way. They're saying we have 0% tariffs. So they're a Chinese company. We have 0% tariffs because we have a USA warehouse. And I don't know if this is going to work out the way they think it is, because they have to import this stuff in. Maybe they have stock already and they're selling it. But then they have, if you can't find your part, we'll prioritize your request. We'll consolidate in next shipment. It takes about 5 weeks. And then we'll dispatch it for California without adding import duties. They probably can't do that, but I guess we'll find out. Because if you're importing expressive things, and
they're a Chinese company. Their goods are made in China, so
we'll see what happens. There could be
maybe there's some magical way you can do this legally, but I don't quite.
There also could be a play from China where they say to electronics companies that have warehouses in the U.S. that are Chinese, that say, "Hey, we're going to pay for all of it because this is a trade war. This is a war, and people are trying to hurt each other, and this sucks."
There is some tariff that has to be paid by somebody, or you set the value to zero. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
I don't
Don't
know
worry.
how this is possible.
We're all going to see a lot of stuff.
There's going to be a lot of weird shit because people trying to figure out stuff.
Yeah, so business is forever changed.
It's ironic because it's like every company is now becoming like a Trump company. It's like.
So I was saying in like one of the meetings, I don't like politics aside, I don't like what's happening, which is a lot of like people trying to think of like how to game the system, get around. That shouldn't be the first thought. It should be like, how do we make better products for our customers? Not how do we game systems.
I did not get to spend any of the last 4 weeks working on hardware because I was busy not trying to game the system, just trying to figure out where are all my components coming from, and like which ones should I like move here and there, and finding other sources, and like can I get this power supply elsewhere, canceling this order. Like it was a lot of time not making hardware and products that would sell to companies and customers and would be good for the economy.
And we're all talking about
technology. More
manufacturing in the U.S. Today I saw, there's going to be like zero taxes on factories that are in the U.S. Anyways, we're still here and we have our team to pay and grow their careers and livelihoods, our community, which we want to continue to do open source and be a good business and a good cause for them, and we're dealing with this shit. So this is a view of what's going on. And we're not going to give up, but welcome to our constraints. If you just joined us, look at the AdaBox section of the video tonight. Anyways.